Chapter 1125. Michael had the desire to die at this moment. He never expected that Fury would stand up for Lucy. This made him very uncomfortable. Michael also lived proudly for half his life and had never tried to feel like being cuckolded. As a result, he didn't expect that not only was the green hat worn, but the wife even came back pregnant with wild plants. More importantly, he couldn't even divorce Lucy. Isn't this trying to stick the green hat on your head? At this moment, he hated Lucy crazy, but when he thought of Fury's words, he immediately persuaded him again. He also knew that he couldn't disobey Fury's meaning, otherwise, not only would he be unlucky, but the entire Richard family would be unlucky. The only life-saving straw for the current Richard family is that if you offend Fury, everyone will instantly fall from living in the Beacon Top villa to the street, without food and clothing. In order to survive, for the Beacon Top, for the Richard group, he can only bear the pain of wearing this green hat. Moreover, he will continue to live with Lucy. This feeling makes him collapse. But in order to survive, he can only compromise. So he gritted his teeth and said to Lucy, "I don't need to divorce you, but the child in your stomach must be killed." The Lady Richard nodded, and said coldly, "Yes, our Richard family doesn't keep any evil seeds, we have to abort." Lucy was already satisfied with the concessions made by the Richard family, and she was the one who didn't want to give birth to a child last. After all, it was a dirty, ugly, middle-aged old hanging silk that made myself pregnant with this child. Not only did he let himself be pregnant with this child, he also infected himself with a lot of venereal diseases. Whenever thinking of this, Lucy would like to kill that supervisor. Therefore, Lucy agreed, "Don't worry, I have made an appointment to have a baby on Monday, and I will definitely not give birth to this child." Lady Richard said coldly, "This is the best." Lucy sighed at this time, and said with emotion, "In fact, you should really understand me. I have tasted all the sufferings of the world in the black coal kiln. It is you who supported me to survive, because you are mine. Family." What Lucy said was a true love confession, but Michael felt very sick when he listened. He said in a cold voice, "Okay, don't sell it if you get a bargain. If it wasn't for Mr. Whale to protect you, I would have kicked you out." Seeing Michael's extremely angry look, Lucy also put away the side just now, and said coldly, "Michael, I will give you a chance to live a good life. If you have to ask yourself to be boring, then I will be accompanied by Lucy." In the end, Michael was furious, and was about to scold Lucy when his mother, the Lady Richard, shouted sharply, "Okay. Stop talking." Only then did Michael shut his mouth. Lady Richard said coldly, "You all stop one by one. Why are you making a noise here? Mr. Whale has already spoken, and you are still quarreling. Are you happy if you want to destroy the Richard family? For Mrs. Richard, if anything affects her staying at the Beacon Top, and her revival of the Richard group, no matter how important things are, she must stand aside." Michael and Lucy both had embarrassed expressions, but Lucy had a slightly more successful expression. She knew that the lady had compromised. Lady Richard said with a black face, "Okay, my family has experienced everything, and many things are naturally open to them.